All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to put on our detective hats. Seriously, because every great entrepreneur deep down is part investigator, always looking for clues, always trying to figure out what's really going on. So let's dive into this super important skill, the situation analysis.
I love this quote because it just perfectly captures what we're talking about today. It really is all about perspective, isn't it? One person's junk is another person's treasure or antique. And in the world of business, that means one company's problem can be your absolute golden opportunity.
And that's our first big idea. You know, when a new competitor pops up, is that a threat that's going to sink your business? Or is it an opportunity to prove to everyone why what you offer is so much better? It all comes down to how you look at the situation.
So how do you get that winning perspective? Well, your first mission as a business detective is actually pretty simple. You need to be in a state of constant surveillance. You got to be aware, always watching, always listening to what's happening in the world right around your business.
Now, the official term for this is environmental scanning. Just think of it like having your business radar on 24/7. This can be as easy as setting up Google alerts for your competitors or just reading industry news. Even just paying really close attention to what people are saying on social media. It's an everyday habit that every smart entrepreneur needs to build.
But here's the thing. Just keeping your eyes and ears open isn't always enough. Sometimes the biggest dangers are hidden in the most unlikely places, even inside your own success. It's a weird paradox, right? Even when things are going great, you might be totally overlooking a massive threat.
Just think about that for a second. How on earth can a great product, something you've poured your heart and soul into, actually be a threat? It sounds completely backwards, but you know what? It's one of the most common traps any business can fall into.
And here's the answer. It's actually pretty simple. When your product is awesome, it's so easy to get complacent. You kind of take your eye off the ball. You stop listening as carefully to your customers because, well, you just assume they'll love what you're doing forever. And that assumption, that is the hidden threat.
And this is exactly why sometimes you have to go beyond that general scanning and launch a full-on investigation. This is where we get to the next level, the focused, deep dive situation analysis.
The key word to focus on here is hypercurrent. See, while scanning is this ongoing, everyday thing, a situation analysis is a snapshot of what's happening right now that could immediately impact your business. It's less about the long-range weather forecast and more about the storm that's brewing just over the horizon. All right, detective. So you've decided to launch your investigation. What kind of intel are you actually looking for? What are the clues this deep dive is going to uncover for you? Okay. Here's your mission checklist. First, are your customers cheating on you? Are they also buying from the competition? Next, how is that competition reacting to your moves? What new stuff do they have up their sleeves? Are they secretly changing their prices or their advertising? And here's a big one. What happens if two of your rivals suddenly team up? You've got to get answers to these questions.
Gathering all this intelligence, this isn't just a classroom exercise. This is the stuff that lets you see what your competitor is going to do next. It's how you get to act instead of just reacting. It's how you stay 1, 2, maybe even 3 steps ahead of everybody else.
Now for the fun part. Let's see how this all comes together, because this is the most powerful part of being a business detective. It's not just about finding the threats. It's about flipping them into game-winning opportunities. So, let's play out a classic scenario. Picture this. You're running your business, things are going okay, and then, bam! You get word your main competitor just slashed their prices. For a lot of people, that's panic time. But for you, the business detective, that's the signal to start digging for clues.
So here are the two sides of that coin. On one side, the threat is obvious, right? A lower price could steal your customers, and that would hurt. But your deep dive, your investigation uncovers a crucial piece of intel. To get that low price, they started using cheaper, less reliable materials. And just like that, their biggest strength, that low price, reveals their biggest weakness.
So, here's your winning move. It's a simple 3-step playbook. Step 1, you detect their weakness, in this case, the lower quality. Step 2, you completely shift your marketing focus away from talking about price. And Step 3, you go on the attack, promoting your product's superior quality, its durability, its reliability. You totally change the conversation. And look at what happened. You didn't just defend against their price cut. You didn't just survive. You actually used their move against them to make your own brand stronger. Now you're positioned as the high-quality, reliable choice.
That is turning a threat into a total victory.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. As you start thinking about your own business ideas, start thinking like a detective. Look at the challenges, look at the competition, not just as obstacles, but as puzzles. Ask yourself, what threat out there is actually just a hidden opportunity, waiting for a sharp detective like you to come along and discover it?